She didn't inherit $1 billion. She built one, with a camera, a closet, and a business brain that Wall Street never saw coming. Let's talk about Kim Kardashian. And before you roll your eyes, hear me out. Because this isn't just a celebrity story. This is one of the greatest financial pivots of the 21st century. A woman who went from being famous for being famous to sitting on nearly $2 billion in verified net worth. Forbes confirmed it. Goldman Sachs invested in her company.
I'm Kim Kardashian West. I'm a mother, millionaire, law student, and billionaire. I'm also the proud owner of SKIMS shapewear products.
And the world still can't quite figure out how she pulled it off. Today we're breaking it all down. The humble beginnings, the reality TV hustle, the billion-dollar bets, and what Kim Kardashian's finances actually teach us about wealth, ownership, and the new rules of celebrity capitalism. Stay with me, because this one is wild. Let's start at the start, because this is where the story gets interesting, and where most people get it completely wrong. Kim Kardashian was not broke, but she was nowhere near the mega-rich icon we know today. She grew up in Los Angeles in a comfortable family. Her father, Robert Kardashian, was a prominent attorney who became nationally known during the O.J. Simpson trial. Her mother, Kris, was already studying the machinery of fame with the precision of someone who intended to use it. But Kim herself? In her early 20s, she was working as a personal stylist and assistant to Paris Hilton of all people. That's right, before she was a billionaire, she was organizing Paris Hilton's closet, managing wardrobes, running errands, and before you laugh at that, understand something. That job was her MBA. She watched up close how fame gets monetized at the luxury level. She saw how celebrities translated attention into brand deals, media appearances, and social currency. She was absorbing every lesson. She also ran a small closet organizing business during this period, reportedly charging premium rates to Hollywood clients. The business was modest, but the client network it built, that was the foundation. She already understood that recurring relationships were worth more than one-off payments, a principle that would define every major financial move she made later. Then in 2007, everything changed. Keeping Up with the Kardashians premiered on E! Network in October 2007, and it completely rewired what was possible for a celebrity family. The show followed Kim, her mother Kris, her sisters Kourtney and Khloe, and the rest of the family through their daily lives, and it became an absolute phenomenon. Now here's the financial side that most people gloss over. In the early seasons, Kim was reportedly earning around $15,000 per episode, for a top 10 rated reality show on a major cable network. That is genuinely embarrassing money in retrospect, but she kept going, she kept building. By 2012, the E! Network renewed the show for 2 more seasons in a deal worth $50 million for the family. Then came another renewal, then another. By the time the show hit its peak, the family was earning approximately $30 million per season collectively, and Kim's individual per-episode salary had jumped to well over $500,000 per episode. The show ran for 20 seasons, and along the way it spawned multiple spin-offs: Kourtney and Kim, Take New York, Khloe and Lamar, Dash Dolls, Life of Kylie. Every spin-off was another revenue stream. Every season was another global marketing campaign for the Kardashian brand and ultimately for Kim's businesses. Here's what's critical to understand. Kim didn't use the show just to be famous. She used it as a distribution channel. Every product she mentioned on screen, every brand she wore, every beauty look she debuted, it was all pointing back to commerce. The show was her storefront, and 200 million viewers were window shopping every single week. While the cameras were rolling, Kim was quietly stacking business ventures, and some of them were more successful than people remember. First came the fragrance lines. Starting around 2009 and 2010, Kim launched a series of personal fragrances. They sold millions of units. At the time, most people dismissed them as vanity projects, celebrity perfumes that would fade just as fast as the celebrity. But Kim proved them wrong. Her fragrances generated consistent seven-figure revenues for years, building her early financial muscle outside of television. Then came the mobile game. In 2014, Glue Mobile released Kim Kardashian, Hollywood, a free-to-play mobile app where users could build their own celebrity career. It sounds gimmicky, the numbers are anything but. The game was downloaded more than 45 million times. In its first year alone, it generated nearly $80 million in revenue. Kim reportedly took home around 45% of that, meaning she personally earned somewhere around $40 million from a mobile game. A mobile game in 1 year. That was a turning point, because right there, Kim Kardashian proved she wasn't just famous, she was a product, a scalable, digital, monetizable product. And once she understood that, there was no going back. She also began commanding serious money for social media posts during this era. Today, people talk about influencer marketing like it's obvious, but Kim was one of the architects of the entire model. She was charging brands $300,000 to $500,000 per sponsored Instagram post, and for major campaigns, up to $1 million per post. She had turned her phone screen into a printing press. In 2017, Kim launched KKW Beauty, her own cosmetics line. And here's where things get really instructive from a financial perspective. The launch was not subtle. Within minutes of the first product drop, a contour and highlight kit, the entire inventory sold out. The brand pulled in $100 million in sales in its very first year. $100 million. Year one. Now, a lot of celebrities had cosmetics lines at this point. Most of them were licensing arrangements. The celebrity lends their name, a manufacturer does the work, and the celebrity takes a small royalty. Kim's setup was different. She owned the brand, she controlled the equity. She wasn't renting her name out. She was building an asset. Then in 2020, beauty giant Coty Incorporated acquired a 20% stake in KKW Beauty for $200 million. That single transaction valued the entire KKW Beauty brand at $1 billion. Kim Kardashian, the same woman who had been organizing Paris Hilton's closet 15 years earlier, had just sold a minority stake in her cosmetics company for $200 million cash at $1 billion valuation. That's not luck, that's leverage. She had spent over a decade building an audience so massive and so loyal that a Fortune 500 company was willing to write a 9-figure check just to be associated with it. Everything we've talked about so far, the TV show, the game, the fragrance, the beauty brand, was the warm-up act. The main event is SKIMS. In 2019, Kim Kardashian launched SKIMS, a shapewear and loungewear brand built around inclusive sizing, premium materials, and the idea that comfort and aesthetics don't have to be mutually exclusive. The fashion industry was skeptical, critics were snarky, and then the numbers started coming in. SKIMS was profitable almost immediately. The brand grew at a pace that made traditional fashion veterans uncomfortable because it wasn't operating like a traditional fashion brand. It was operating like a tech startup, direct-to-consumer, data-driven, aggressively inclusive in sizing, and marketed brilliantly through the same social media infrastructure that Kim had spent a decade perfecting. By 2021, SKIMS raised $154 million in funding at a valuation of $1.6 billion. A year later, they raised more at a $3.2 billion valuation. Then, in 2023, a $270 million Series C lifted the valuation to $4 billion. And then, this is the moment. In November 2025, SKIMS completed a $225 million funding round led by Goldman Sachs Alternatives and BDT and MSD Partners. The valuation, $5 billion. Goldman Sachs, backing a shapewear company founded by a reality TV star. Let that sink in. Kim owns approximately 35% of SKIMS. At the $5 billion valuation, that stake is worth $1.67 billion on paper. One company, founded 6 years ago, now the anchor of a nearly $2 billion personal fortune. And it doesn't stop there. In early 2026, SKIMS announced a partnership with Nike, producing the Nike SKIMS activewear line. Nike, one of the most valuable brands on earth, decided that their best path into the female athletic market ran directly through Kim Kardashian. That partnership is not just a collab, it's a validation. It's the athletic industry formally acknowledging that SKIMS is a Tier 1 brand. So, where does Kim Kardashian stand financially in the 2026? Let's put the full picture together. Net worth, approximately $1.9 to $2 billion, depending on which valuation model you use. Forbes says 1.9. Celebrity net worth says $2 billion. Either way, she's comfortably in the billionaire club. The biggest asset is that SKIMS stake, roughly $1.67 billion just from that one holding. That single position puts her closer to a venture-backed founder than to a traditional entertainer. Then there's real estate. Kim owns a massive estate in Hidden Hills, California. She bought out ex-husband Kanye West's share for $23 million. She purchased a $70 million oceanfront mansion in Malibu in 2022. She owns multiple additional properties across California. Her real estate portfolio alone is worth tens of millions. Television and streaming still contribute. She earns an estimated $7 to $8 million per season of The Kardashians on Hulu. In 2025, she joined the Ryan Murphy legal drama All's Fair as a lead actress and executive producer, reportedly earning over $350,000 per episode, plus royalties and streaming revenue shares. And of course, social media. Over 300 million Instagram followers, sponsorship rates of $300,000 to $1 million per post. That's not a side income. That's a media business. On top of all of this, in 2022, Kim co-founded SKKY Partners, a private equity firm focused on consumer, luxury, hospitality, and entertainment investments. She partnered with Jay Sammons, a former Carlyle Group executive. SKKY Partners represents a deliberate move from operating brands to investing in them. From entrepreneur to institutional capital allocator, Kim Kardashian is now in the private equity game. So, what does all of this actually mean? What is the lesson here? Kim Kardashian's financial story is a masterclass in one principle: ownership beats income every single time. She could have spent the last 20 years just cashing checks, taking brand deals, showing up to events, licensing her name, millions of dollars a year, forever. A lot of celebrities do exactly that, and they're comfortable. But they're not building wealth, they're building income. There is a massive difference. Kim chose equity. She chose ownership. Every major financial move she made involved owning a piece of something that would grow without her having to show up every single day. SKIMS is worth $5 billion, whether Kim posts on Instagram that day or not. KKW Beauty was worth $1 billion as a company, not just as a paycheck. SKKY Partners generates returns from portfolio companies across industries. These aren't active income streams, they're compounding assets. She also understood, earlier than almost anyone, that attention is the raw material of modern wealth. In the 21st century, the person who controls the audience controls the marketplace. Kim built an audience so large, so loyal, and so commercially engaged that Goldman Sachs, one of the most powerful financial institutions on earth, decided her audience was worth a $100 million bet. That's extraordinary. Is it a story without controversy? Absolutely not. She's faced criticism her entire career for how she first became famous, for her personal life being played out publicly, for business decisions that didn't always land perfectly. The narrative around her body, her image, the Ozempic conversations, the constant scrutiny, none of that goes away just because the bank account gets bigger. But financially, the receipts are undeniable. She started with a closet organizing business and a television camera. She built a $2 billion empire through strategy, ownership, and an understanding of modern attention economics that most Harvard MBAs haven't caught up to yet. And here's the wildest part of all. She's still studying to become a lawyer, still stacking skills, still building. At 45 years old, with $2 billion in the bank, Kim Kardashian is not coasting. That, more than any specific number or business deal, is what makes this story worth telling. Fame fades, equity compounds, and Kim Kardashian figured that out before almost anyone else did. If you made it this far, drop a comment. Do you think Kim Kardashian is the smartest celebrity entrepreneur of her generation? Or is there someone you think built it better? Let's talk about it. And if you want more deep dives into celebrity finances, wealth strategy, and how the ultra-rich actually make their money, subscribe, because we're just getting started.